Continue to trail deployment of operatives of Rivers State Neighborhood Safety Corps Agency. Delta State Government asks federal government to return £4.2 million James Ibori loot being repatriated to Delta State. On the foreign scene, EU and UK try to end row with win-win on vaccines. COVID is real. Observe all health protocols. Protect yourself, protect others. I am Ifiemi Andrew. The Rivers State Government has approved the dualization of Ogbunabali Road in Port Harcourt. In a statement, the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Pauline Zinserim, said the project, which is to begin immediately, will consolidate the urban renewal program of the present administration. The government also warned that the full wrath of the law will be visited on anyone who dares to disrupt the project. The Rivers State Executive Council has approved 27.6 billion naira for the construction of the Trans-Kalabari and Sakwenwa-Bori-Kono roads. Commissioner for Works Elokatase Amadi, while briefing newsmen at the end of yesterday's council meeting, said the Trans-Kalabari Road project will cost 13.6 billion naira and will be executed by Lubric Construction Company in 14 months. He said the contractor will be paid 1 billion naira monthly from the state internal revenue purse.
I'm pleased to inform you that today the State Executive Council approved the construction of the Trans-Kalabari Road and the award of the project to Messrs. Lubrics Construction Company. This road will be 13.599 kilometers. It will connect several communities, amongst them Krakrama, Omekwama, Angolama, Omekwetariama, Sangama, Miniama, Apama, and some other communities. The project will cost 13.6 billion and will have a 14-month duration, financed by an irrevocable standing payment order drawn against the state's IGR.
Mr. Tasia Amadi said the Sakwenwa-Bori-Kono Phase 2 road project will cost 14 billion naira.
Also today, the State Executive Council approved the construction of the Sakwenwa-Bori-Kono Road Phase 2. This starts from Bori to Kono. It's a 17-kilometer road, and the cost of the project is 14 billion. Construction time is 14 months. Payment will also be secured by an equal payment standing order of 1 billion monthly, drawn against the state's IGR. We expect that the contract will be executed by the same contractors who did the Phase 1, CCCC, Chinese Civil and Engineering Construction Corporation.
A board member of the Rivers State Neighborhood Safety Corps Agency, Sam Lenu, has faulted the deployment of some persons said to be operatives of the agency by the Director General, Mike Uche Chukwuma. Mr. Lenu, a former Deputy Director of the DSS, made his position known in an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka while reacting to complaints by some persons who said they were recruited by the agency in 2018 but were sidelined during the deployment. He said the actions of the Director General Mike Uche Chukwu may lead to another round of crisis in the community if not checked.
All these things that are happening is unbelievable. How can you force people to local government to do what? We are talking of neighborhood operatives that are supposed to be trained. Who trained them? Where were they trained? Who were the resource persons? The man is just doing everything he's doing single-handedly as if it is a private company. Ask him where is the organogram of the agency he's working with. It's a private business he's doing with maybe a few of his brothers. So I don't understand all these news I'm hearing here and there, posting people. They want to cause a lot of havoc. You know that there will be a lot of violence. A lot of things will be taken for granted. There will be jungle justice. People will be witch-hunted and killed unjust, and I think it will be worse than the operation of OSPAC. I don't think that thing should be allowed that way. Security is not done like that.
Mr. Lenu also called on Governor Nyesom Wike to intervene on the matter, adding that the board members are no longer part of what is happening at the agency.
I think the governor needs to speak because as it is now, even the board members, they are not aware of what is happening and he has not dissolved the board. All the ICT staff that have to build the website, all of them are skipped out of what he is doing. I think security, the governor has a good intention and had that foresight. But with the way it is going, the governor is vicariously liable for anything that comes from the activities of neighborhoods. I know he's a lawyer and he's taking his time to look at it.
Also, another board member of the agency, Dennis Amakri, said he is surprised to hear that operatives have been posted to different communities. He says the action of the Director General is to destroy the good initiative of the governor in ensuring effective security in local communities.
Secondly, we heard that the DG, Chukuma, was going ahead and deploying people. I don't know where they were trained. I was supposed to be the person in charge of training. So they were just handpicked and they are being sent to different local governments. I think that is outside the statute of the River State Neighborhood Watch Agency that was approved by the State House of Assembly. That is going to be a total disaster. We are not trying to put thugs on the street. We are trying to train the neighborhood watch people who are going to safeguard the neighborhoods and the communities and work with the police hand in hand.
He also said he believes that soon the security agencies will go after those parading themselves as operatives of the River State Neighborhood Safety Corps Agency.
There is nothing I can do. I think the governor is there. If he calls them to order, that is better. But I can tell you one thing. If these people are acting illegally, I think the other security agencies like the police or DSS are going to get all of them arrested one of these days.
The Director General of River State Neighborhood Safety Corps Agency, Mike Uche Chukuma, had said the operatives of the agency who were posted to various communities have been properly trained and that any applicant with a complaint should approach the office. An eyewitness has narrated how a commercial driver slumped and seemed unresponsive after he was allegedly assaulted by some officials of the River State Task Force at Rumigbo Junction. The eyewitness told our correspondent that the policemen attached to the task force stood and watched the incident without intervening.
Suddenly, I saw this task force van stop across the bus in our front, and the driver was like, what happened? They rushed into this guy's bus, started dragging him out of the bus. They were shouting, is this place not bus stop? One of them was holding plier. He hit the bus driver plier at the back of his head, and the guy started bleeding. That man like that. By then, he was bleeding so much. The policeman, there were two of them. They just stood and were just looking at them. One of them went into the bus again, brought out a rod, iron, that if the guy comes closer to him, he will hit him. On my way back, I stopped to ask people what happened. They said after some time, the guy slumped and died.
Reacting to this, Chairman of the River State Task Force, Felix Nwadibe, denied the allegations.
That is a negative report they are giving you. I am in the hospital as I'm talking with you now for X-ray of the task force man that was beaten or stabbed. Was hit with stones on his chest.
As you may know, several complaints have been reported about the activities of these task force officials around Port Harcourt metropolis. The security guard who sustained a gunshot wound on his right leg during the commercial tricycle riders' protest in December last year over the killing of their colleague in the Rukboku area is still in the hospital 4 months after the incident. Onome Ekrakene, who was on his way to work on that day, has been in the orthopedic ward at UPTH awaiting surgery. Mr. Ekrakene, who called for justice, said he is constantly in pains and do not have enough money to continue footing his medical bills.
So I'm really suffering here. You can see the iron on my leg. I'm feeling pain every day. Pains. So that when they discharge me, they cannot talk how they can remove the iron. They say for now they cannot remove the iron because the bones are not healed.
Also, a relative to Onome said several petitions and efforts to get the police leadership in the state to address the issue has not yielded any result.
I went to the Rumigbo police station with my wife. The DP was in charge of that incident that time. He drove me and my wife to his presence. And then I contacted the human rights lawyer. The human rights lawyer wrote a petition to the state police. And I submitted a copy to the commissioner of police at that time because it was transferred. He didn't look into it. This new one now, the day I went there to make sure I see him, I met with the public relation officer. So I should go and see the commissioner of police. I went, but to the commissioner of police refused me not to see the president of the commissioner of police.
Recall that the River State Police Command said that it arrested the policeman who shot the tricycle rider, but has kept silent on other victims who claimed they were either shot by the police or their loved ones killed during the protest. Away from that, the chairman of Iche local government area, Obinna Anyanwu, has commended Iche people for their trust and support that gave him the mandate to serve them and achieve laudable success in his first term. Dr. Anyanwu, who is also the PDP chairmanship flag bearer of Iche local government, gave the commendation at a news conference held yesterday in Port Harcourt. He said his administration, with the collaboration of the Rivers State government, recorded huge successes in areas such as security, welfare of workers, empowerment programs, and execution of projects that had direct impact to the people. Dr. Yan was assured that if re-elected as council chairman in the April 17 polls, he will consolidate on his first-term achievements to make Ichie the greatest local government area in Rivers State. Still ahead, House of Reps to investigate $1.5 billion Port Harcourt refinery rehabilitation cost. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
The Delta State government has asked the federal government to return the £4.2 million GMC Bori loot being repatriated to Nigeria by the United Kingdom back to the state. Speaking on Channels Television Politics today, Governor Ifiemi said he has written a formal letter of protest to President Buhari over the matter.
Of the House of Rep represent Delta State. They took a motion which was passed and that has been communicated. But on our own part, I've spoken with the Attorney General of the Federation. My Attorney General went to have a meeting with him. We are working and we are likely to come on the same page. We have written a formal letter of protest to Mr. President, which we have also copied the office of the Attorney General. I believe in going through a bureaucratic process, and many times we have had successes through that. That money ought to be returned to Delta, or if it's not going to be returned directly to Delta, it must be spent on projects that are within Delta.
The protest by the state is in reaction to the decision of the federal government to spend the funds on federal projects. The House of Representatives has mandated its Committee on Petroleum Resources downstream to organize an investigative hearing to ascertain the true state of the Port Harcourt refinery, which the federal government approved $1.5 billion for rehabilitation. The House also mandated the committee to carry out a comprehensive audit of funds previously spent on the Port Harcourt refinery and other refineries across the country. This decision follows a motion moved as a matter of public importance by Representative Onofiok Luke. The lawmakers expressed worry that so much had been spent on maintaining and rehabilitating refineries in the country. The Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination will start on June 5, 2021. JAM, in a statement, said 2021 UTME examination will end Saturday, June 19. The examination body also said it has started the 2021 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination and Direct Entry Registration. It noted that all potential candidates must provide their national identity number at point of registration. However, the process of getting the national identity number remains difficult for many across Nigeria. In business, CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele says the price of rice has reduced compared to the price it was sold last year during the COVID-19 lockdown. He attributed the fall in price for a 50 kg bag of rice to the various intervention programs of the Apex Bank. In Port Harcourt, the price of local rice is within the range of 20,000 naira to 25,000 naira and 30 to 34,000 naira for foreign rice. The CBN governor also encouraged farmers to go into irrigation farming for rice to be available during the dry season. In entertainment, Nigerian singer Tenny has paid a visit to Vice President of Nigeria Yemi Osinbajo. The singer took to her Instagram page yesterday where she shared some photos of the visit to the State House. She wrote, "Wonderland in Asa Rock. Thanks, Vice President, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to meet with me and your encouraging and impactful words." In sports, Mike Tyson has backed Tyson Fury to defeat Anthony Joshua in the hotly anticipated heavyweight battle of Britain later this year. Tyson believes the speed Fury possesses will be able to outwit Joshua and avoid his powerful punches. Tyson has spoken glowingly of Joshua's attributes, but reckons that unless he can learn to punch faster than Fury, Fury will claim the title to become the undisputed king.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
After weeks of tension over COVID vaccine supply, the UK and the European Union have said they are working together to improve their relationship. In a joint statement, they said they wanted to create a win-win situation and expand vaccine supply for all. The joint UK-EU statement said that openness and global cooperation would be key to tackling the pandemic. On the news this morning, you heard that the Rivers State government has approved the dualization of the Ogbunabali Road in Port Harcourt and released funds for the construction of the Trans-Calabari and Sakwenwa-Borikono roads. Governor Okowa of Delta State has asked the federal government to return the £4.2 million James Ibori loot being repatriated to Nigeria back to Delta State. House of Reps to investigate $1.5 billion Port Harcourt refinery rehabilitation cost. You also heard that more people are accusing the Rivers State government task force of human rights abuse and assault. On the foreign scene, we told you that the EU and UK said they would try to end the row with a win-win on COVID-19 vaccines. The news was edited by Enoho Ogbevere. I am Ifiemi Andrew. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this morning. Thank you for your time.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9,